now I actually see a big contrast as well between Asia, because Asia is almost in a perma bear state. Lots of negative news coming out of Asia today. But at the same time, on the flip side, right? But this is why this time is super interesting. The flip side is that when the US markets, when American markets are waking up, they're perpetually bullish. So we're going to see that contrast today, and we're going to list out some of the reasons why. Huge PayPal summary yesterday too. I just read that. And man, there are so many reasons to be long-term bullish on Bitcoin. But at the same time, we're now trying to deal with issues popping out of Asia as well. So recently, just hop off the press, Alibaba is facing some, well, not just facing it, there's a halt on the IPO of the Ant Group itself. And this is mostly due to government regulation intervention, and it relates to how money is being used. And this also has stuff to do with crypto, because this is recently happening a lot to a lot of crypto exchanges that were based in China. So yesterday we saw Huobi. If you guys don't know what Huobi is, Huobi and OKX were the two biggest exchanges in China before exchanges were banned. Now you might say, oh yeah, exchanges are banned in China, it doesn't matter. But it does, because a lot of what's happening right now gives indication of what's going to happen in the regulatory space in China in the coming year or so. This is why all of a sudden this fear that Huobi is now faced, or one of their executives is, be detained or working with the police, depending on how you want to call it and phrase things. This has sent a shockwave of bears in the Asian market. So we see that huge contrast between all the bullish factors being presented. I also saw, like, on the other side, American side, MicroStrategy, they've accumulated almost over $500 million worth of Bitcoin. I mean, if you don't talk about accumulation, whatnot. So we got this huge contrast happening, and this is what's going to be the aim of today's episode to find out. Now, this is a different time from what I'm streaming. So my usual stream times, I'm going to just throw this out there right now. My usual stream times are right here. So it's usually Monday 11 a.m. and Friday 11 a.m. Hong Kong time. So exactly 12 hours, the flip time side. But anyways, if you guys want to check those out, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and of course, hit the notification bell that will notify you of live streams like this when it shows up. And I've been meaning to do surprise live streams for a while now, so it's pretty exciting for me to do so. So anyways, that's pretty much it, summary for it. And we're going to do a little bit of housekeeping before we officially start. By the way, we got Bitcoin out of the box, guys. It is my podcast. A lot of actual views let me see if this pops up here. Brave.exe, Brave, boom, done. So yeah, so quite a lot of views. I've been looking at the back end of this. This is on Spotify. It's on Apple Podcasts. That's like this featured here. It's also on Google Podcasts. So it's on quite a lot of platforms. Do check it out. It's gonna be quite fun. So yeah, I'm also trying to do a new technique. I've watched my video from Monday, and I realized I have like this strong breathing in sound. Because I speak, I get excited, I go. That's exaggerated, but I'm trying this new technique where you try to, like, apparently you can like take a deep breath, but then not make a huge sound on mic. But anyways, that's me for today. But anyway, so yeah, Bitcoin out of the box. Make sure you check that out. And also we have a giveaway that is ongoing right now. So check that out. I'll put that link. It's a giveaway for box mining NFTs. So check that out and see. It's being managed by Gleam, so I'm just using the Gleam service to help me make that a little bit easier for everyone. So also big shout outs to everyone. We got Jose Gambola. Welcome back. It's great to see you again. I think I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces that I kind of realized, oh wow, like I haven't seen for a while because of that time zone flip. So big shout outs to Kla-5. Definitely big shout outs. He's been doing the news. Really great work on that, by the way. He's been doing daily updates on everything on Box Nation Crypto, and has been a tremendous help. So big shout outs to Kla So we also have, let's see, we have Bernard here, and we just promoted people. So yeah, Zach Vogel, thank you. Zach Vogel says, Michael, don't worry about your breathing. I'm trying. It bothers me. Like I'm one of those people that really care. But anyways, about audio quality, it's a me thing. So anyways, we got Andreas Every Rodriguez is tuning in from Dublin. Welcome. I think we have a lot more European viewers because my normal stream time is less kind of open to Europe. It's a little bit too early for Europe. So I hope this kind of fills in everything here. We got Eddie. Hey, does this guy still think COVID is real? Oh my God. Are we still discussing that? Of course it's real. Okay. I don't know what's wrong with people. But yeah, anyways, I'm not gonna cover or talk about that. I have friends that both had COVID and some friends and relatives who passed away from COVID. So, unfortunately, I don't know why people deny that. So anyways, let's be beyond politics. Let's dive straight into crypto and see what is going on. So one of the great things about doing a stream right now is that the markets kind of go up. So we've been seeing this correlation between both crypto markets and also traditional markets going up today. Bitcoin has moved above 13K, 13,300. That's what it's sitting at for a while. Kind of bounced back from all the Asian FUD. So yet again, I'll talk about the narrative today. It was quite of the depressing day throughout the day in Asia. We constantly got hit by some bad news. So doing this stream now makes me very, very happy to see kind of that reversal happening, to find that, yeah, we're not going to crash to oblivion. Everything's fine. Everyone's going to move on, and we'll talk about the bull and the bear reasons there and so on. We haven't gone to the moon yet, obviously. Obviously there was a lot of tension. People thought we're going to go to the moon, but it's a slow and steady approach. And, Bitcoin's been performing phenomenally well and just growing slowly up. And I think that's kind of what we've been seeing for a while now. Bitcoin, the giant, it takes some time, even though I feel like a lot of the markets right now, like especially if you read the chat groups right now, there are a lot of people that are extremely bullish, right? I've been talking about that for the past week or so. I've been spectating the crypto discussions, and there are a lot of people who are supremely bullish, and I'm kind of just like cautiously optimistic, cautiously bullish, and that's kind of my stance. So anyway, which one should we do? Should we do the FUD first, what we did for Asia, the narrative there, and then all the bullish long-term factors? I mean, that kind of makes sense, right? Because that's that's my story for the day. So I'll go through some of the bear reasons, and I'll go through some of the bull reasons, and we'll balance all that out today. So let's jump in straight to the biggest bear reason developing. So this happened yesterday. So around 24 hours ago, the developing story was that a Huobi executive was rumored to be under custody by Chinese officials. So this is yet again, it's a similar, almost a parallel story. It's rumors, absolutely rumors, nothing confirmed here, absolute rumors, and it's a parallel story with what was going on with OKX. Because at OKX, they basically had to admit that one of their founders, basically, we can probably deduce that it's Star Xu by now, who is the original founder and the real guy behind OKX. He essentially holds all the private keys, and then OKX had withdrawal issues because he could no longer be reached, right? So this is almost a parallel story. The rumors are trying to move into that area of trying to create a similar situation for Huobi. Now, Huobi has come out to just flat out deny this. So Huobi basically said, yo, guess what? Not true. So they posted up and said, you know what? They completely denied it. They say they basically said not true, not really what's going on. Please, in fact, wow, wait. That tweet is now deleted. Huh. So the story is still developing. So I have we actually have screenshots of the past tweet. But anyways, Huobi actually yesterday around this time came out to say, yo, guess what? Everyone's reachable, but now it's been deleted. So I don't know what that means. So this is why today, obviously, the FUD continued quite a bit. So the Chinese are trying to figure out what this means, for Huobi, and more importantly, what this means for crypto adoption in China. So, but this is kind of where the Asian bears came about, because people were very, very uncertain and there was a large movement of funds out of Huobi. So if you look at whale alerts, so yesterday we saw money moving into Huobi to kind of placate the crowd and say, you know what, we had more money going in than out. But today is the reverse. Whales were moving basically large chunks of 200 Bitcoin. That's roughly at a value of $26 million. That's kind of crazy if you think about it, right? So there these large sums of money were just moving out of the exchange state. So the Bitcoin whales are being a little bit more defensive. So my take on this, if you guys have funds in Huobi, I would absolutely, like I personally said I withdrew my funds, and I would say, yeah, definitely be a lot very, very careful here. I've actually had friends, literally like 3 groups of friends call me and say, yo, if you have funds in Huobi, remove that. So yeah, it's pretty big developing. It's a pretty big developing story. Now, does it mean the end of Chinese exchanges or China FUD? I definitely don't think so. Like, does it mean it's like going to cause this end of crypto in China? Absolutely not, right? We've seen this endlessly for time to time. People in China want crypto. Now, what is the message that the communist government or the central government of China is saying? Well, they're saying that they want to keep a big hold over how money is transferred. And this is 100% relayed in the other bit of China FUD today. So I'll just tackle over the other FUD, which is that China stops Jack Ma's 35 billion Ant IPO from going ahead. So initially the Ant Group, which owns Alibaba, which owns Taobao, which owns also Alipay. Well, actually Alipay is a separate entity. I won't go into that. But anyways, it has a big umbrella. But the holdings group, right? It's not just the Alibaba group, but the Ant holding group. So that would include Alipay. So Alibaba group doesn't include it, and the Ant group includes it. But anyways, so Ant group includes it, and the shock comes after Chinese regulators warned that Jack Ma's firm faces increased scrutiny and will be subject to the same regulation on capital and leverage as banks. Ma, Ant's billionaire co-founder, was summoned to a rare joint meeting on Monday with the country's central bank and 3 other top financial regulators. Oh, actually, I was reading this. I should have moved that there. So anyways, I was just reading this phrase from the Bloomberg article. So what does that mean? So it means that China is keeping a very, very close eye on what's happening. So China really wants to make sure that they have complete control over how finances are regulated, how money is moved around. So this is actually this ongoing theme, and I've definitely feel like the dots are connected here between the past Chinese exchanges, both OKX and Huobi, both with senior members facing scrutiny, right? They're both having the same kind of problem. Now, no arrests have been made, but with the crypto exchange side, it's been more or less of like, oh, we'll make you impale yourselves. Like, that's the way China does it. It's more like, instead of issuing out a statement and going out, China just says, yo, cooperate with us, but we'll make you impale yourself instead of us going out and criticizing you, because that looks bad. We'll just make you criticize yourself. So I kind of suspect that it's possible that these tweets were removed because the Chinese government wants Huobi to embarrass themselves, right? That kind of makes sense. Same with OKX. It's just kind of like, oh, you guys go embarrass yourselves, right? That's the way. This is the way. So that's kind of the situation in China. China wants to keep a very tight eye, and it's a classic carrot and stick strategy. So I'm gonna switch over to here. I'm gonna talk about that later. So this is the funds moving out of Huobi. So let me make sure that I can use this properly. So I look really tiny here, but anyway, so China wants carrot for their DCEP, right? So DCEP, they've already deployed it. They want this to be the form of currency everyone uses. Why? Because they have complete control over it. This is centralized. All right, so DCEP is what they want people to use. They've been pushing that very, very aggressively. Let me just move my mic down a little bit. And then again, they want to close up other venues. So this includes Ali Group. All right, this also includes Huobi, OKX, So there's the carrot, right? They're basically saying, yo, you guys, you know, be a little bit careful. Also, there's also a Hong Kong thing as well. This is all tied to how money is being moved, so all the finances stuff being tied together. So it does seem like China wants to issue a carrot and stick policy, and this is kind of the reason why we don't really see a direct DCEP coin being used right now on the markets, right? So right now on the markets, like DCEP, the central bank issued digital currency. So it's a central bank issued digital currency. It's not readily available on crypto markets. And there's a reason for that. It's because China wants to control that and they want to keep that grasp on it. And they want to make sure that the other venues get closed off. So this all has to do with the future. And this is why it kind of gets viewed as FUD, because China wants less and less freedom. And Bitcoin, well, is all about freedom, mind you. So this is where that uncertainty and a little bit of the FUD goes on. So there's one last bit, right? One more bit of FUD to clear before we move on to the positives, right? So just one bit, let me clear that bit of news, and then we'll move on straight to the positives. And this actually has to do with Hong Kong. So let me just bring up the article for you guys here. So Hong Kong, Bitcoin slides 3% as Hong Kong seeks to end honeymoon with crypto exchanges. So I'm based in Hong Kong. What can I say on this? So first of all, what applies to Hong Kong could apply a lot more to the global world, because a lot of the global exchanges are registered in Hong Kong. First one and foremost that comes into mind is Bitfinex. Bitfinex registered in Hong Kong. Offices for OKX will be also based in Hong Kong. And also, of course, our favorite friend BitMEX based in Hong Kong, FTX based in Hong Kong. The list goes on and on. And technically speaking, for a small period of time, large exchanges like both Binance and KuCoin had basings in Hong Kong. So Hong Kong, right, is now issuing out a new law to govern cryptocurrencies. So previously in the past, cryptocurrency exchanges were not regulated under securities law because crypto, it's not a security, right? So kind of a lot of exchanges got around that, being saying, look, SSC doesn't apply to us. Financial registration doesn't apply for us because we don't deal with securities. That's not a security, it's a commodities, right? Now, it turns out that this kind of gap in the law is now being covered. So if it's just a pure crypto to crypto exchange, this will be governed by the new law. If this is a securities exchange, it will be governed by the SFC. So it's a new clarification basically that goes on. So any exchange that's in Hong Kong that does crypto to crypto that used to be classified as a commodity and has had this potential exemption, that is now being grouped under this. Now, interesting enough, does it really impact or does it mean anything? It means more regulations ahead, and it means more clear regulations. So I actually see that as potential good news. Also, there's also arguments as what constitutes to exchange. That's going to be an interesting topic, but definitely not going to be in this discussion. So anyway, so that was kind of the bad news, where this increased regulation is most likely yet again due to regulatory pressure from China seeking ways to close off how money is being used and transferred. So that includes cryptocurrencies. And this is all enlarged a push for its underlying own currency. So yeah, carrot and stick. And unfortunately, we're the recipients of the stick. So that's kind of the negative Asian market news. And this is largely reflected by the Asian markets as well. So yeah, we're finally done. We got that out of the way. So yeah, so Asia today, it wasn't looking great. We got when funds were moving out of Huobi and stuff, Bitcoin fell. But the good news, obviously, is that Bitcoin did not drastically fall. So with all the bad news, I mean, we stacked 4 pieces of bad news, bearish news already, right? Like first, Alibaba, their IPO essentially got canceled, all to do with financial regulation. We also have Huobi seeking probably financial regulation, funds moving out of Huobi, etc. We have Hong Kong, new regulation on how money is being used, cryptocurrency exchanges. Yeah, that's not a small amount. What's the fourth one again? Yeah, fourth one, yeah, Huobi. Okay, yeah, that stuff. Okay, so with all that news stacking up, Bitcoin still held up, and that's actually quite important. And this actually kind of goes to the long-term view, right? The long-term fundamentals of Bitcoin are still developing stronger and stronger and stronger. So if you look at the flip side of everything, and this is something I didn't cover as aggressively on this channel, but technically I should. So PayPal was one of the biggest news, and recently in the conference call, there was a lot of PayPal news, right? So all of a sudden, the PayPal plan, the master plan, is getting into motion. It seems very clear that that cryptocurrencies is largely on PayPal's roadmap to allow people to spend crypto. Custody solutions are being discussed and rumored, and we know that they're building something big. So this is actually really positive news. And if you look at Reddit/cryptocurrency, they are all over it. They are all over it. PayPal CEO, only 10% class have access to cryptocurrencies. There's a wait list. Ooh, waiting list. People are eternally bullish here. So also, of course, we have the elections, the uncertainty with the elections going on in the States. Like I said, I don't play too much for politics right now. It's not really like, I think it's not even worth my time, to be fair. But anyways, but you still have to look at it because there's a lot of uncertainty right now. I think what I've spotted on the market is that regardless of who wins, if Trump wins, then market goes up. If Joe Biden wins, the prevailing theory is that even though markets might move down, Bitcoin's going to go up because people are looking for assets, for stores of value. So now this kind of just matters of, no matter who wins, Bitcoin goes up. But the biggest problem, of course, is if there's a very close tie and this gets dragged on. So that's kind of the uncertainty in the FUD. But once that clears up, I definitely see a positive result for crypto. So that's kind of my take on this stuff. And then also, of course, I just wanted to bring this up. This was from some time ago, but this is one of the most bullish long-term indicators out there. MicroStrategy, they now own $500 million worth of crypto. So, we've been saying that traditional institutions are getting in. Well, this is the case. So even though, something that's very interesting, that even though at the start, so Saylor tweeted in 2013 to say, yeah, Bitcoin's days were numbered. It seems just a matter of time before it suffers the same fate as online gambling. Back in the day, bashing Bitcoin was very, very popular. So even though that the same guy, the same Saylor, that's the same guy was bashing Bitcoin, he was actually secretly buying more. So this is kind of like situation now in 2020. The same guy comes out to say, yo, guess what? We own, literally, not just saying words, right? Because words don't matter. We own more than $500 million of Bitcoin. That's kind of crazy, right? MicroStrategy was like, yep, we're along for the ride. We're here. And this is kind of the roadmap for Bitcoin, right? That's why I'm so bullish on Bitcoin and why I've been increasing my stack on Bitcoin. So how I've been saying that I had a little bit of quite around 20 to 30% in Tether, slowly dollar cost averaging it in. So I don't expect like a crazy amount of action. It could happen, but kind of like the situation that I'm going for is just hodling. That's kind of going back to the roots of everything, right? Right now, because of this uncertainty, we still have the bull versus bear argument going on. Maybe short term it might be bearish if China gets really bearish, but I definitely see that tonight, especially with what we're seeing with Bitcoin right now, that even though Asia is so bearish, it can't move Bitcoin down below 13K. This is kind of interesting, right? With that much stack of negative news, that's actually quite good technically. So anyways, that's why I'm actually really, really excited right now. And yeah, we'll check up the comments. We'll see what you guys are feeling right now. Lots of talking. Let's get to the FOMO already. So yeah, so that's the FOMO right there, guys. I definitely feel, and even if you think about it, even if you think about the China side of things as well, even if China, yet again, there's a lot of FUD there. Even for the FUD, I actually do view that as long-term positive for Bitcoin, because yet again, with one of the things that's kind of why China's pushing DCEP very hard is because they can see exactly all the transactions, right? But what if you actually want some privacy over your funds, right? You know, look, at the start, I thought, people want privacy over the funds because uh, they're doing something shady, all right? And I think some people do that. But at the same time, you don't want the government knowing everything that what you're doing, right? If China's moving towards a trackable currency where every transaction is logged and tracked, just saying, people will want an untracked version, and this is where Bitcoin comes in. We saw Bitcoin itself also. There's a lot of talk about privacy on Bitcoin too. Bitcoin by itself is not private, right? It's still 100% trackable. Everything is trackable. That's why whale alerts and everything's on. But in the long run, the way the technology is moving, we see a lot of privacy features. And in fact, something that you want to probably look at is that discussion with privacy on the blockchain with Professor Don Sam. She knows what she's talking about. She actually teaches this stuff, and her technology is actually being widely referenced in many papers. So, she knows what she's talking about. Definitely encourage you to check that on Bitcoin out of the box. But what I'm saying is that being able to have both control over your assets, being able to have privacy over your assets, these are powerful features. And this, the way that regulation is coming might actually be good if they allow this. First of all, if they allow entry into crypto, and also if crypto becomes that way that people can send value without having to have to cede control, that's powerful. So yep, we have a lot of people. We have a lot of politics on this channel. I feel like this world is very torn right now, like privately between us, right? So Hong Kong's been through a lot of politics, and the same with U.S. politics. I've been looking at that a lot, and something I did actively do was just stop. Like I kind of want to analyze the situation for the tactical analysis, but getting emotionally involved was just a big waste of time. Like, there is an infinite amount of time to care about politics when maybe you're like over 60 and you don't want to make money. But if you're young and you're able, then like, why shake your fist when you can do something in real life and build something, right? Like, I feel like reading politics and debating politics take up like a predominant amount of people's time, and that's just wasteful, right? Like, that time could have been used to build something, make something, right? So my 2 cents there. ML Samsung Ross says annihilate the like button. Definitely do, guys. Let's push over 100. We got 268 people watching right now. Let's do this, guys. So yeah, we got comments over Hong Kong and China and all this stuff. I'm definitely not gonna comment on that. So no comment, and there's no reason. There is no ambiguity as to why. So yeah, we got so many like strong comments on this. It's kind of crazy. This world has been like, this year has been a pretty bad year. People have been getting very polarized, and it's kind of funny how crypto has both communities. We have a very strong left and a very strong right-wing community. But at the end of the day, I feel like it is also a time for us to come together. Like, think about it. Regardless of which side you're on, Bitcoin is still Bitcoin. One Bitcoin is still one BTC, right? That's kind of the scary part. And I think regardless of your political beliefs and regardless of where you are in life, Bitcoin don't care, right? You can send your Bitcoin whenever you want. You have the power. It doesn't matter, like, that's a problem. Banks care, right? Banks care what affiliation you are at, and various bank accounts can get probed due to various political agendas. But Bitcoin never happens. That's always true. You'll always have Bitcoin. And I think that's the power of the world. It doesn't matter where you are in the world, whether you're in Hong Kong, whether you're in China, whether you're in America, whether you're in Europe, it doesn't matter, right? And I think this is the long-term bullish factor for Bitcoin. Bitcoin just don't give a crap, right? I was gonna swear it, but that's kind of the power of this. Like, with so much divide in this world, like, yeah, money is still money. Bitcoin's still Bitcoin. And I think that's one of the powers here. But anyways, I think that's pretty much the end of today. We're going to do a little, I'm actually planning to make this episode a little bit shorter. I think it's been pretty, been going for a little bit shorter sessions. I really appreciate and hope you guys just get a lot of value from this. At least you can figure out, the value of everything's going on. I did have a little bit more material prepared. So how I covered today, mostly predominantly about the big boys. And there's a reason for that. This stood out when I was reading the altcoin. So how I'm in a lot of chat groups, right? So this is posted by in the chat group. I'll take a screenshot. I didn't take the screenshot, but this is kind of funny. It's some guy's altcoin adventures. So it's Unix Crypto Adventures. It says LFG is pumping. Yo, this is the one fucking going on, dudes. I went in with $3,000. Let's go buy or share it. And then literally a minute after, rugged. Fuck's sake. I mean, that kind of summarizes the whole altcoin scenario right now. Like, there's a lot of unicorn and altcoin hunting, but at the same time, developers can get a little bit malicious sometimes. In fact, all the time. So right now, I'm actually very cautious when it comes to altcoins. I told you guys I de-risked a lot of altcoins. I'm still exposed, so I still have an altcoin exposure, but I took profits where profits should have been taken, and then I cut losses where losses should have been cut. So now at the same point, I'm actually a lot happier at this current position. So I have a stronger Bitcoin and a stronger Ethereum position at this current point in time. And I'm definitely not like I'm actually taking more of a break right now when it comes to the whole crypto aggression side. I feel like, if there's ever a time to take a break, now is the time. So we're going to move on. Also on that news as well, I saw some news about the Axion rug. People were asking about that on the channel. So it turns out that the subcontractors of Axion just completely pulled the rug. So it doesn't even seem like I don't know, it's like this conflict, right? It doesn't seem like the original team was even behind it. It was the contractors who made the contract and code. They embedded this way to mint infinite tokens and then just essentially dump the coin to zero and just kind of completely drain the liquidity pool, which was at literally $500,000. So this is actually a strong indicator that even like projects, even if they try to do good, they'll end up getting wrecked. And I wasn't very strong on Axion. You guys know my stance on it, both Hex and Axion, and these kind of certificate of deposits. I kind of feel like the situation with the altcoins are that I'll draw this out here. So a few things was happening in the altcoin space, right? Let me see where my pen is. I just kind of where did I put my pen? Dude, I was like, I had it literally 3 seconds ago. Oh, I dropped it. Found it. So this is my take, right? So altcoins and DeFi and all that stuff. So first of all, the larger cap altcoins weren't moving that much. So larger cap, it's roughly, it didn't move. Like, people were looking for smaller caps. So medium to smaller and small. Now, first of all, with the medium caps, a lot of coins, especially the DeFi coins, they have strong investors that have stronger connections in Singapore. So like MTTA being one of them. I think a lot of like Band, all this, like, if you actually look at what's been going down recently in terms of the recent last 7 days, so RSR, got Synthetics, SNX. So this all categorized as the medium ones, and these are going down largely because whales are dumping. So whales dumping. And this has been happening for 1 or 2 months. And a lot of times, especially with these coins, if you did research on them, you'll find out that basically large funds manage to purchase these coins at ridiculously low prices. And yeah, they're the big whales that can move the market. And when whales move down, they take the market with them. So that's kind of the take. So then people were pushed to smaller and smaller low cap, anything that's like sub 1 mil, that 1 mil million gems. So this was kind of like the category for everything, and pretty much these sub 1 million gem coins were basically a CC copy clone of the top ones, but it's just remade without the big dumpers and play, right? So that went on for a while. That was kind of the narrative and story, and that went well for a lot of people because they have the potential to move up. But then again, they didn't move up fast enough, and it turns out that, well, what goes up also slid down quite a bit. So I kind of felt like the community then had a decision point where it was like, okay, look, do you stop looking for gems or do you keep looking for gems? So I was one of those people who said, look, I'm going to take a break, I'm out. But then there was another part of the community which was like, okay, let's find more gems. So I'm going to intentionally spell this wrong, more gems. Degen. So degen into everything. And this is kind of the situation we're in now, where like the projects that I feel like that everyone seems to be talking about are all basically essentially pump and dumps, right? So that's when I'm like, yet again, like I said, I'm out. I'm like, I feel like extracting long-term value here is hard, and that's the sad part. Like I won't disclose names yet again, but I talked to an NFT project that yet again was raising sub $1 million initial launch. Then they're going to release tokens over time to eventually hit a $5 million cap. But during the first month of release, they were hoping to get a lot of traction, especially because NFTs and it's hot right now. But the problem with NFTs is that everyone's playing this game, right? Whether it's meme wearables, whatever, it's maybe the first few can get up there, but it's harder and harder. It gets harder and harder, especially because NFTs, the functionality, I'm still very critical about it. I feel like the legs that it has is not strong enough to carry the weight of the NFT community or the expectations of the NFT community. So that's my kind of that's kind of my take on it. I feel like a lot of the projects are taking that kind of like a 2017 pitch again, where it's like, oh, we're gonna get mass adoption, we're gonna get more users to come in, but why do they want a GIF on their phone that they have to pay $100 for? Anyways, I feel like the rights, the titles, I feel like the community is there, but at the same time, I think we have to manage our expectations. I'm like, it's so weird if this is coming from my mouth because I'm one of the most bullish people about NFTs. I mean, I made a lot of kind of early investments into the scene from both Engine, Wax. That's something I've been super bullish about. But at the same time, I'm just thinking like this whole entire market could be destroyed by extreme early promises that don't get yielded to people, don't generate yields. But anyways, that's my 2 cents. Okay, so all right, that's pretty much it. A few things to keep up as well. We got the Plutus. We've been talking about them for a while. They were a way to buy cryptocurrencies and get into it. So the power of Plutus is that they also give you a bank account, and they recently listed on BitMax as well. So that's kind of cool, where they finished the sale. Now they're pushing for a BitMax listing, and well, yeah, that's kind of cool. I've kind of been looking a lot into ways for people to get into crypto. Like basically, not everyone's going to like PayPal, right? PayPal is going to generate a lot of hype. I think it's going to carry a lot. But at the same time, PayPal carries some ridiculous fees. So being able to have entry points in Europe. So if you're in Europe and you can use Plutus to have an actual bank account that Plutus gives you to deposit coins, then transfer that, use that on a card. And then of course we have SwissBorg as well. They're also doing this like basically no spread purchase of crypto. Like these services are all being developed as we speak, and that gateway getting into crypto is easier and easier and easier. And I think that's something I'm paying a lot of attention to. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me, but that point, why PayPal is contesting that point, and that's gonna be interesting. So, anyways, what else is there? Let's see what else I prepared. So that was this. That was this. That was the Hong Kong FUD. I think we pretty much covered everything, guys. Covered MicroStrategy. Also, Tron suffered a hack that blocked production to a stop. I was gonna say blocked production, but anyways, so it does seem like there was a bug, and I'm not really sure what to take of it. It's like when something like this, when networks upgrade, for some reason we've been seeing both Neo and Tron come to halts, and that's actually not a good sign, to be fair. That you gotta fix that very quickly. So anyways, I'm not gonna FUD it or say anything on there. I'm just gonna say it happened, and you guys can take your own assumptions. Mark Carter says you can't remove crypto on PayPal, only sell it. Exactly. And I think so. The two things, right? So I'm pretty much 100% assume that PayPal will allow crypto removal at some point. Right, that's pretty much a given. It's just a matter of time. Like, they're coming up with X feature to allow spending of crypto. Well, obviously people are going to ask for removal. It's just that they haven't announced that yet, right? So I'll be taking that more or less as 100% given that eventually, at some point of time, maybe a year or two later, that this is going to happen. So that's why I kind of take it as given. Now, obviously, once PayPal brings attention to it, obviously I feel like the other service will come up with a lot less fees than PayPal. I think PayPal has been generating a little bit too much fees. I mean, have you ever used PayPal recently? Like, one of my friends insisted I send him money using PayPal, and it was over $100. So literally, the way it's set up here is that I don't have a bank account set up to my PayPal. So I had to pay him by credit card, via PayPal, and of the $100, literally PayPal took 15. Like, how does that even make sense? Like, we're living in 2020. Like, this stuff is easy, but it shouldn't be expensive, right? Like, $15 off my 100, like, anyways, so that's my take. I mean, PayPal bring people into crypto, but we can live without you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Arigato gozaimashita. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. So yeah, we got a lot of people saying PayPal sucks. Exit PayPal. Absolutely. So thanks for us. Yeah, great. We got Claudio says, finally, I was able to watch you live at Box Money. Great job as always. Thank you so much for your encouragement. Thank you so much again. Just big thank you again for doing that community updates. Really, really appreciate that as well. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Wrapping up this session. Also, just offhandedly as well, Apple has new announcements. So yeah, they actually confirmed the next new MacBooks. I'm actually pretty excited for that, to be fair. Hear me out on this. So I've been looking for a smaller MacBook that lasts me enough time to go out. Like, that's been kind of my main objective. I go out, I want to live stream, I want something that can actually last enough time so I don't have to bring a charger and everything out, and maybe this can be it. So I'll be watching that next week. I'm pretty excited. I have this one here. This is the 15-inch MacBook Pro. Definitely do not get this one. This one is the higher end model. I thought, oh yeah, it's a higher end model. It has an i9 on this actually. Yeah, don't buy that one because it's way too powerful for the chassis. So it overheats all the time. It just sucks ass. It drains so much power. Like, literally, you go out with this, like 45 minutes later, it's done. So yeah, I'm pretty much pumped up. Like, if Apple can deliver something, or maybe someone else. But yeah, like, tech wise, I'm pretty excited this week. So I'm pretty bullish on that. So yeah, so MacBook users might be getting ARM. That's the kind of rumor, and I'll definitely, like, if I can swap, if I can get Final Cut like proper full on version of Final Cut on a MacBook that runs using their own processor, their own ARM processor, I'm gonna be the happiest puppy in the world next week. So that's my 2 cents. And yeah, and hopefully get to use some OBS and live streaming software too. So anyways, Rito running Zima passes buy a real laptop, Lenovo ThinkPad X1. So yeah, so unboxing therapy. I'm also looking at, like, on the other side, like AMD versions of laptops are really great too. So we'll have to see. Like, I'm just gonna say whatever kills Intel is my friend. So Intel's been doing really perfectly for the last few months, like back years, and Intel dominance has been pretty horrible. So I'm pretty excited for that. Anyways, Zach Vogel says, Michael, are you getting a PS5? I'm trying to. No stock, man. No stock. Like Hong Kong, like I'll very likely I'll have to pay like 1.8x for it, in which case I'll have to wait. I recently got this, so like if you guys don't know, I recently got the Quest 2. It's been great, by the way. Beat Saber, really great. Yeah, I can't complain, but I still get dizzy. Like I still get dizzy after a period of time. So anyways, full review coming out on Box Tech. So there we go. Mark Carter says, I just wiped my old computer and started over. It's a lot better now. That's a strategy. That's a classic Windows thing, right? But you kind of want to be able to run a system for a long time and stuff. And Washington Dallas says, was Telegram group open? Didn't see it. No, we didn't open it up. I'll find a way to open it up. It's just been like quite hard clearing up like, unfortunately, scammers. Just have to deal with that, and we'll be there soon. We'll be there soon. Don Milton says, buy Asus Zephyrus 14G AMD Ryzen. The new AMD chips are really great, like the 4800. Those were something I'm considering. So after the Apple announcements, I'll tell you guys my final decision. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Lots of gamers here, lots of people with laptops here too. So anyways, that's pretty much it. If you guys want to join the Discord group has been popping. Yeah, I'm gonna send you guys a link here. Invite people, copy link, and guys, smash up the likes for this. Really appreciate this stream. It's very much getting dry throat, guys. But we'll probably do another live stream. We'll do it then. But for now, that's just it. So guys, thank you so much. Smash up those likes. Let's get to 100 likes at the very least. All right. So guys, thank you so much for watching. See you guys next time.